Now I think it's time to proceed to the official panel discussion. Before that, can we have a huge round of applause once again to all the panelists present here?
It's really nice to come back here as a guest and a panelist. I think it's a long way.
Second, I'm nervous because I'm between such beautiful, wonderful ladies here. And sir, how do you feel right now?
All the panelists here. So firstly, how are you feeling to be being at MCC here at the National Entrepreneurial Summit?
I never thought I would ever enter MCC. Never in my like. I think I'm privileged that at least I have some reason to enter MCC because studying in an engineering college, I feel there are few colleges which we thought we don't belong here no matter what. But I'm glad to be here. Lovely seeing you all. Great hospitality. Love it.
Also, one more question, Rishi. From being a creator to managing creators, how does that feel?
I got to know how the other end works because I feel as a creator, my life was easy. My life was really easy. But when I realized the amount of effort somebody puts to work with the creator, get business to creator, that is a pain which I never thought. I thought, getting deals or getting any business as a creator is like this. Until I worked on this side. It was kind of hard because I was not used to this. I went as a college student to creator, but then entrepreneur was an accidental entrepreneur, which happened because one fine day my Instagram got suspended. Right, all thanks to that, I'm an entrepreneur now. I've been handling almost 80 South Indian regional creators. Currently, very few agencies. Very soon we'll be going to Northeast. We're going to the untapped markets really soon.
That's really great because I personally know how it feels to be there. Right. Also, we have Rida Tarana with us over here.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? Oh my God, that energy. Are you guys all fasting with me? Yes. All right. Firstly, I think this is my second time officially being invited here in MCC. I was also here because I'd lost my AirPods, so I kind of was. I'm not sure it was MCC or which college, I forgot. But then, yeah, my location dropped me to one of the PU colleges, and hoping that whoever took my AirPods could give it back to me. Guess what? They did not. And it's now somewhere outside of Bangalore, living its best life, hopefully. But then, yeah. Yeah, anyways, thank you so much for inviting me. It's always fun to be here. It's always fun to just share my experience. And let's see what we have
Great.
in store for us.
We love to have you here, and I'm pretty sure all the young aspiring entrepreneurs and creators are here looking up to you.
I'm not sure about entrepreneur. I'm still like tapping on that industry, but I'll give you all the tea about how to become a creator.
Okay, we also have Spurti Vishwas with us, who is a phenomenal actor, founder of her company, and an entrepreneur. So, how does it feel managing all of these things? But before that, how does it feel being at MCC back again?
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸ್ವಾತಿ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು MCC ಫಾರ್ ಇನ್ವೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೀ ನನಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't expect this from MCC. But yeah, thank you so much. That's amazing. So, as per what I remember, coming to MCC only for fests, I'm a Cottonian. I had come here for admissions, but I got to know that the admissions were very strict. I was into films then, so I didn't dare to join MCC because of the, the strict policy with the leaves and, all of that. But yeah, I used to come here for fests and things like that, so it's really nice to come back here as a guest and a panelist. I think it's a long way. It feels really good from being student, sitting there at the last bench, cheering for guests on stage, to becoming a speaker here and sit as a panelist. I think if I could do, you all can do as well. So I wish you all the very best, and thank you so much for having me here.
ನಮಗೂ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋದು. Also, we have Miss Vama here, who is into a very interesting space, I would say, which is integration of tech and wellness and health, etc. So, would you want to talk about it and address the crowd here?
Of course. Hi, everyone. I'm Vama.
We need
interestingly-
more energy from the crowd. She just said hi. Can we get a hi back with some energy?
Hi. Okay, so very interestingly, our office is literally like 5 minutes walk from here. So anyone needing therapy session, y'all can just drop by.
Is it free? I need it.
$4.99 only.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Okay, so like you said, I run a startup called IDEP. We work in mental health, relationships, and abuse. And we provide end-to-end support for anyone dealing with these issues. It's a mobile app, so you can just download it and you can get online sessions, or you can come to our office, which is right next door. We not only do therapy, we have a free emotional support system. So anytime you need a friend to talk to, you want some advice, or you just want someone to listen to you, know that we're always there available for you. And it's a safe, non-judgmental space. And our goal is to be there for everyone, and no one should feel that they're alone in this journey. So we're just here trying to make that happen. And yeah, I'm so excited to be here with all of you, because I see you all every day when I like coming towards work, going back, and I'm like, oh, one day I'll go to MCC and we'll like work with them and stuff like that. So I'm happy to be here.
That's really interesting. Thank you so much. And now I would want to ask Deepak, sir, how do you feel over here being at MCC, the national summit here?
Yeah, actually, I'm nervous. The reason is 20 years ago, I always used to be outside MCC. I know I don't look that old. I'm sure I don't look that old though. But when I pass out of my college, I used to always stay outside the MCC. Just like how she said, I see you guys every day passing by. I used to see them too. But this is the first time that I'm here, and I'm absolutely excited, very, very happy to be here. And among such wonderful people, there's so much to learn, especially the space that they are in is absolutely amazing, and it's completely in the trend right now. And I'm so much looking forward, to spend some time with all of them. And also, Principal Ma'am, I'm not sure if she's here, but I understood that we are also going to become co-head from next year. You'll receive my first application. I don't mind repeating BBA again, but I just want to be amongst these wonderful people.
Thank you so much.
My wife is here though. Her eyes are closed. Yeah, she's not listening. Her eyes are closed.
Now I think it's time to proceed to the official panel discussion. Before that, can we have a huge round of applause once again to all the panelists present here? Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Swati. You saved a lot of energy of mine, and you kept the momentum going. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So just to move on, here's what I wanted to tell you guys. I said I'm nervous. Nervous, of course, because this is the first time I'm inside MCC, which you've always been heard about. Second, I'm nervous because I'm between such beautiful, wonderful ladies here. And sir, how do you feel right now? Yeah, how do you feel right now between such wonderful people?
I'm one among you.
That's a good one. So that's the other reason why I'm nervous. The third reason why I'm nervous is, if you guys stare at me like this and not, really have that smile, participate and interact, I'm really, really, really going to get stuck in between. So please help me to make this session very, very interesting, which is worth everybody's time. And, they always say that one conversation with a wise man is better than 10 years of study, or a wise person, is better than 10 years of study. And you have such wonderful, wise people here, and I'm sure it's going to be worth at least 40 years of study for all of us. So, just to kickstart this entire conversation, and all of us are, doing something that we're very passionate about as entrepreneurs and content creators who are also entrepreneurs. All of us have that one eureka moment where we really think that this is it, and I think I want to jump into the entrepreneurship journey and start what has been long pending dream of mine. Could you share so that all of us can get inspired? Because I've just built 8 companies and I'm not really happy with what I'm doing. I want to build more. So what do you think, what was that eureka moment where you felt that this is it? This is my moment. Could you share with us? Yeah, go ahead, please.
It's a pretty long story. So do you have 2-3 minutes for this? Yeah? Perfect. It's interesting. Trust me, you'll love it. So I'm from the city called as Mangalore, and for some reason, everybody thinks that whoever comes to Bangalore will become spoiled. A small city mindset, right? They forget that Manipal is next to their house. Somehow my dad agreed to send me to Bangalore with one condition that you're gonna go to Bangalore only if you agree for this 3,000 rupees paying pocket money, 3,000 rupees pocket money. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll look into this, no problem. For first few months, I barely survived in 3,000 rupees because Bangalore is expensive. We didn't even have metro back then. And then suddenly one Mahan Bhav person comes up to me and he's like, sir, this is this student credit card. You do not need to have any income. You don't need to have any credit score. You can have it for yourself. I'm like, great. Then as a 17-year-old kid, you can't expect logic. So I spent in that credit card like it was free money. And within 2 months, I had around 40,000 debt with 4,000 rupees in EMIs per month. And how much was my pocket money? 3,000 rupees. How would I repay? God alone knows. Now, to make things worse, COVID hit. I came home. Now I'm not in getting pocket money. Then I realized that it's not gonna, last long. I need to find something. I need to do something. So I decided to take up a job, and I had this attitude of the ego in college that how will I not get a job? I will get easy. What's the big deal? So I started applying for all the high-paying internships because I went to college with an expectation of 1 CR package. I got rejected in 2,000 rupees paying internship. Lowest self-esteem possible. Then I realized that, Rishi, you don't know anything, just apply for the most basic job possible. That's when I got a job in call center, where I had to call 100 people every day. I was that annoying guy, yeah. Where I had to sell somebody's finance course. Okay, and my salary was 3,000 rupees, and incentive was 500 rupees for every course sold. So I had to do minimum 2 sales to repay my EMI. And for first 2 months, I did not make any sale. And the third month, my boss comes up to me and says that if you do not make any sale this third month, I'm going to kick you out. So I thought, if I know what is in the course, maybe I can sell better. That's when I opened the course and I read it, and that's when I got introduced to the world of finance. I'm like, oh my God, what is this insurance? What is this credit card? And that was my introduction to finance. Still, I got kicked out because I did not make any sales. But I got addicted to learning about finance. And then I got another job. Last 1 minute, okay, listen to this. I got one more job as a content writer to a content creator who should do carousel post, static post. He used to do finance content. So I used to write content for him. And then this new feature, hot feature called as Reels had started. So my boss was like, why don't you make Reels for me? I'm like, okay, great. Then they're like, I'll send you a mic, you make videos for me. I made few videos. I'm like, wait, if I can make videos for this dude, might as well make it for myself. And I did the worst thing possible. I blocked him only because I didn't want to give the mic back to him. And I thought in 10 days, and I'll grow, what's the big deal? After 10 videos, 20 videos, 30 videos, after 184 videos, after 1 year, 1 month, I had my first 1,000 followers. And 185th video, I was at 100K.
Wow.
Okay. Something went viral. And as soon as I wake up in the morning, from 1K it is at 50K, and by the time I slept it was 100K. Now a lot of brands started approaching me. How much do you charge? How much do you charge? I had no idea because one day ago, I was at 100,000 followers. So I was like, how much do you charge? Like, full proud feeling. 3,500 rupees. He cut the call. I'm like, damn, did I overquote or something?
Yeah.
Did I overquote? Why did he cut the call? Then one more brand approaches me. He's like, how much do you charge? I'm like, okay, 2,500. I have learned my lesson, guys. I have learned my lesson, 2,500. And he started laughing. Like, I'm like, what happened? He's like, you're at least supposed to charge minimum 70 to 80. I'm like, no way. Who will give me 70,000? Mad over it. Who will give? I'm like, okay, fine. Now tell me what's the brand name. And he was like, the same brand name which I had taken the credit card loan from.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
I took the 70,000 rupees from them, paid back my EMI, deleted
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful.
deleted the app, and reported the app as child abuse. That's my story, guys. thanks to that company, I'm a creator now. Else I would have been an IT job.
But you know what true entrepreneurship is? You should have charged them 70K.
Then,
And then at least help another 10 people repay their EMIs.
oh man,
that-
I had 50,000 debt. What are you talking?
But that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Round of applause for Rishi there. Mama, over to you.
Actually, for me, it was not a eureka moment. It was like a truth glaring in my face, sort of. I ran a non-profit in 2015. And I ran it for about 4-5 years throughout college. And we used to train school children in awareness about sexual abuse, emotional abuse, mental health, and all of those things, and gender. And every single workshop we did, we had minimum one person come up to us and talk to us about something they experienced.
Wow.
And at the end of 5 years, I was doing these workshops, and in whatever capacity we could, we were supporting them. But 5 years later, I was like, what am I doing? This is literally like a truth glaring in my face, and I'm doing nothing about it. So the minute I graduated from college, I came back to India, and I was like, I'm not gonna, like, all my friends decided to like take up jobs, repay whatever I was like, no, this is, and I had the privilege of coming back to do that. And I was like, I'm going to do this. And all the bottlenecks we saw through those trainings of 9 lakh students was the reason I started IDER as a startup.
And how old were you that time?
I was 21.
Round of applause, guys.
When I started, and I started and COVID hit. And I was like, okay, what is even happening? I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. And I had my own personal journey with abuse and mental health struggles. So I was really struggling at that point of time. We had just started an Instagram page. And I don't know if y'all can tell, but I was so shy. I would literally, people would count the number of words I said. I was that shy. So one of my mentors told me, you have to let it go to let it grow. And I was like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna start an Instagram account. We'll see how it goes. I think like 2-3 months later, we started an Instagram account, it grew and all of that. We made a beta version of the app, it's out. Very interestingly, what happens, one person sees, like one reel went viral, someone saw something, they downloaded the beta version of the app, they signed up for the beta version, they downloaded it. On the back end, we could see them like posts about child abuse.
Okay.
And that's all we know. And we can tell that we don't know their name, nothing. We can just tell that this person is from Kashmir and they're liking posts about child abuse and they look like they're about 13 or 14 years old. And I was like, okay, maybe we should reach out to them. So we have a feature called emotional support, like I told you. We messaged her, simple thing. We obviously didn't want to put her in trouble. So we were just like, hey, how are you? Just wanted to check what's up. We found out that she was being abused by her parents. She was like kept in captivity and all of those things. And we were able to intervene and actually help her out of there. And that was my eureka moment that, oh my God, we built something that makes a difference. You know?
Wonderful, wonderful. I mean, when our purpose gets larger than our, goals, that's when magic really happens. And kudos to you at such wonderful age, such a novel thought. Wonderful. Kudos to you. Spurti, over to you. So, one of the other thing is, while I was just coming, I was getting ready, my colleague came along with me and he's like, sir, बहुत time नहीं लगा रहे हो आप ready होने के लिए. मतलब तू समझेगा नहीं, MCC जा रहा है पगले. Right? And then I said, see, I looked up everybody's age and I'm pretty comfortable. सारे मेरे, they're pretty much my age. I'm just 40 and all of them are just 40s. Right? But then I was trying to look up the age of Spurti and I couldn't find. How did you hide that?
I'm not sure.
Go ahead.
A lot of people come and tell me when they see Jolly Days and they're like, I saw your movie when I was a kid. I'm like, excuse me, I was also a kid when I did that. I was in my 10th standard.
Yeah, I think.
So I did my first film when I was in
film
my
in the first
Jolly
film?
Days. That
okay.
was when I was just 16. I just completed my 10th.
Wow.
So a lot of youngsters had seen that movie then and they come to me telling me that ನಾನು ತುಂಬ ಚಿಕ್ಕವಳಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೂವಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
Sorry, which year was it?
So it was 2008.
2008, you were 16.
Yeah.
Can you do the math, please?
So I'm 32 now. I don't have to hide about it. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm a mother of a 7-year-old, so I'm happy and
Wonderful,
I'm very
wonderful.
proud. I got married at 23, had my baby at 25, all at perfect ages, and I'm very happy and contented about it.
That's so amazing. That's so amazing. Lovely. So tell me about your Eureka moment. Tell us about your Eureka moment. Radha.
Well, like I told you, I started my television career when I was 14, I think 9th standard, with City Channel. It was, I hardly know, I mean, anybody hardly knew about it. Then within 15 days, I got an offer with a regional channel, that is Udaya Music. That's where my roots started. And back then, there were no influencers, there were no television hosts, there was nobody. It was
Absolutely.
Udaya Music, which was for Karnataka. The moment I step out, there used to be 10 people who people used to recognize as the most popular anchors, and we used to feel that, wow, this is so amazing, because nobody comes from a television or an entertainment background in my family. So I started enjoying that, and within 30 days, I got an opportunity to act in films, and it was one of the topmost movies in Telugu. That's Happy Days. And when I got an offer, I was like, oh my God, I'm getting a movie offer and I'm going to be playing the lead role. That is Aishwarya's role, and I went there. And then the director tells me, you're going to you're going to chop your hairs to boycott. I was like, shit, man, I'm not doing this. Then I said, okay, no, I'm not going to do this. I came back. While coming back, I don't know what happened. I didn't even tell my mom. I didn't tell anybody. I remember the next 3 days later, I went and I said, yes, I'm doing this movie. And I decided to chop my hair.
Wow.
I covered my head for almost 3 months, didn't show up to anybody, and I was walking around. Trust me, my mom didn't, get aggressive, or she didn't say anything about it. She's like, it's your life, you take your decisions, whether it's right or wrong, you face it. That's what my
Wonderful.
mom
Please
said.
round of applause for
Yeah.
her and her mother.
I say
for
this
supporting,
everywhere
isn't it?
because you see a strong woman here, because I've been raised by a strong woman. I think parenting plays a very, very
Absolutely,
important role.
absolutely. I totally agree with you.
So, post that, I didn't look back, though suddenly if you ask me which are the movies you have done, probably I myself don't remember it, because all were such super hits. So, going forward, then I realized things got busy. I started working in Telugu films, Tamil films, all of that started happening. Simultaneously, I tried getting into MCC. Before they rejected me, I said, okay, I'm not going here because I know attendance will not work with MCC. Then I moved forward, started doing films. At 23, I had 3 options. One, I had an exchange program at ESC PAW. I was doing my MBA from National School of Business. Simultaneously, I was just writing my exams. I had to go to ESC PAW. That was my first option. The second option was I had got a very good opportunity as a second lead with Tamil actor Jeeva.
Oh.
That was the second option. And the third option was to get married to my co-star, whom I started my journey with. That's Vishwas. I said, I will chuck everything, I'm going to get married.
Just get married.
I don't want anything, I'm going to get married, because I think that's the best decision I have made in my entire life.
Absolutely, I totally
Because-
agree.
Because, trust me, to do whatever I'm doing today, if that man wasn't there, probably I wouldn't have done, because it goes hand in hand. To go back home happily, to wake up happily, to sleep happily, relationship matters a lot. Success
Absolutely.
is later, but what relationship we carry after all this success is what matters the most, and I feel very contented about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I was just trying to watch a little videos and few of your blogs and talks. This one thing really moved me, because I think jokes apart, we always generally keep trying, running away from relationships, commitments. We think that it's a very big responsibility. But when we hear from people like you, who we all look up to, it's so wonderful to have such a beautiful
It's
heart.
very important. So at 23, I got married. 25, I had my child. Trust me, on the October 30th of 2014, I was an actor. I was an entrepreneur. I started my entrepreneurship journey as an event management professional when I was 21 with my first event. Billing cost was 9,000 rupees with 2,000 rupees profits. Today, my billing cost is nothing less than 25 lakhs for a per event. So that's where we began. So 23, I got married, I had a kid. I was an entrepreneur, a professional, an actor, everything. Overnight, I became a housewife, because I got married from a family of 2 to family of 12.
12, oh wow.
It was a proper orthodox traditional family. I didn't do anything
full
for
cricket team.
2.5. Yeah, I had a full. Even now we do. Okay, so 3 years later, that's when the whole life changed. I was thinking, oh my God, Spurti, you were everything then. Now you're just somebody's wife, somebody's mother, somebody's daughter-in-law, and somebody's daughter. who the hell are you? Trust me, this question triggered me so badly for 2.5 years. I remember feeding my daughter and still cribbing about it. And then is when Karnataka Women Achievers Awards happened. If a woman like me who's educated, who's strong, who's come from that background, is stuck like this in four walls and could not come out of it, in India, there are a lot many women who are shedding their dreams inside walls. But on a contradictory, there are millions of women in this country who have achieved exceptionally well. And these women who have achieved exceptionally well have the same problems all these other women have. It's just that how we see those problems and overcome and surpass it to get there where we are.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for Spurti and, jab tak vishwas hai, life mein Spurti hai. Just trying to do it. Anyway, Rita, over to you. It'll be wonderful to learn, understand, hear, and celebrate. What is that Eureka moment of yours?
One of the things I would want the audience to know is please do not compare yourselves to us. Don't feel like just because we're 25, 32 or whatever, you're running late or you're not reaching. Success is different for different people. Success for me can be not married, living happily and traveling the world. Success for you can be, finishing your education and taking care of your family. Success for anyone, for that matter, can be living with their family. So let's not define success to what we are here, because all of your success is different. One, let me tell you very, very clear. Before you build up relationships, before you build up anything, build your own identity, have your own money, because one day the person you're in love with will walk away, but the money you earned will not walk away. The education you have will not walk away. The title you made will not walk away. The name you made for yourself will not walk away. We live in a world where we can't say what's going. I'm not putting it a negative connotation to it. To tell you that you need to make a name for yourself, you need to have a thing. Tomorrow, God forbid, something bad happens, you at least have this degree, you at least have this job role, you at least have this experience, and you at least have this money to take care of you, and you do not have to depend on anyone, because the person once who's helped you will always count on you and say, that day I gave you that 10 rupees, right? You still owe me that. If it were not for me, you would not have been here. I don't want to hear that. I would rather not eat that meal than ask anyone for money.
Whew. Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't clap. Please don't clap. There's so much of passion when you spoke. You speak like ChatGPT.
I do. I'm getting paid for it, so I'm happy about it, though.
I don't know if you've heard this few lines from Harshvardhan Rai Bachchan. Harivarsh, whatever.
Then no.
Right? You haven't heard. So it perfectly resonates with what you just shared. So it says, it's only for the women, basically. It says, तू खुद की खोज में निकल, तू किस लिए हताश है, तू चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है.
Yeah, I keep telling, you're able to love more, understand more, and do more when you're in love with yourself, giving time for yourself, understanding yourself, and being empathetic to yourself. You just realize how beautifully treating yourself, you become a kind person to another. You become empathetic to other. Everything, I tell you, everything starts with you, ends with you. Everybody else, who is like you're so self-centered, it's your life, be self-centered. I don't care whoever has to say whatever has to. It's your life. If you don't think, I'm not thinking about you, then why are you not thinking about yourself? So let's not be like, all you think about is, you should be thinking about yourself. And in a way that you're able to do so much for other people, because you know that if this is how I feel, treating myself in such an amazing way, I would want other people to be treated the same way. You just become a better person.
Wonderful. So what we will actually do is, since Spurti has another a session, she has a training right now, which is very, very important. And I'm sorry I held you back for a few more minutes.
I'm really sorry for that. I'll have to skip because I had only time till 2:45.
But I have to ask you this
I'm so
question.
sorry. I would have loved to be here, talk to you all and things like that. But I'm here for
Spurti,
another.
but I have to ask you this question.
Yes, please.
It's very, very important. We always believe, one thing that I always believe about women is they're beautiful at multitasking. So if you ask me right now, my phone is not with me, I can't do anything else. This coffee it's already cold, but it might just freeze. I can't drink this because I'm talking. I can do only one thing at a time. right? I'm sure you agree to that as well. But women, she'll be cooking, she'll be talking on the phone, she'll be giving instructions to people, she'll be doing multiple things at the same time, and she's living as a classic example. She is an actress, a trainer, a leadership coach. You run an event management company, 2 Mega Women Achiever Awards. How do you manage all of these things and yet have such a beautiful smile and have sessions after session? I'm trying my luck.
Faking it now, to be very honest. Yeah, thank you so much for that question. To be very honest, one answer is my team. It's Team Spurti Vishwas. I don't build teams just who work for me. I build my replicas who think like me, who
Is
walk
it really
like me,
possible?
who talk like me, who just, can do everything like me. So that's what I have seen, and I've been blessed because all of my team members are my trained students. That's how I've brought in them inside my, whole world of system, whether it's event management company or training company, or it could be anything. The first thing is team. The second thing is probably you know exactly what you want to do and your clarity is very clear, and you actually delegate things to right people. So you're like, right now I'm here and I have a team member who's setting my my laptop and everything ready there so that sharp 3 o'clock I can start my session. That's one thing. The second
So
thing
it's
is...
at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I have to go. I'm really sorry about that. But just one thing I would like to wrap it off with. A lot of people come to entrepreneurship just with an excitement, saying that, okay, I want to do this and I want to do it because I'm passionate about it. Trust me, entrepreneurship is not passionate. It's not something you can skip out of. Like,
Yep.
a lot of people come to entrepreneurship just because they want to get out of 9 to 5, job. It's not like that. This is a 24 hours job. And, don't jump into anything or a business just because you're passionate about it. The passion cannot earn money for a long term. It's only about hard work and skills. It's pure skills that comes into picture. Just because you've just finished your fashion designing and want to start a boutique, just don't go start it. Learn about the marketing, learn about the branding, learn about the sales skill, learn about boutique management and the system and the trade, which is really important to run that business. Okay? Business is equal to money. You're doing business for money and not for enjoyment only. Okay? So don't just get into business just because you're passionate about it. Plan everything well, get the right skills, and then jump into it. It's okay if you start 1 year later or 6 months later, but don't get into it and stress yourself unprepared.
And build
That's
a
what I
solid
would
team.
like to say. Yeah.
And build a solid team.
Yeah.
Super.
And
Let's
thank
give
you
a
so much, everyone.
round
I'm
of
really,
applause.
really sorry. I would like to apologize. I could not skip this, and I have to get going.
Thank
for
you
it.
very much.
Thank
It
you
was
so much.
wonderful
Lovely
to
meeting
have
you
you.
all. And thank you, MCC. Would love to come back again and spend a lot of time here. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Namaste.
And call me. If you don't call me, she won't come. All right, so there's one thing common between the two of you which you spoke, and something which happened in my life as well. So I think somewhere call center has been a common link where we've kind of had the beginning of our careers from there. So I can never forget that. You know, I wanted to ask you, Vima, so when we look at the entrepreneurial stories and journeys, when you just listen to all of them, right, so when we're talking, it's all about grit. Success stories and all of that is around grit and mental health. How you've kind of reached dead ends so many times, and that's something that I also wanted to ask Rita after you speak. But we always tend to kind of come to a dead end multiple times as entrepreneurs. In today's world, where there's so much of chaos, so much of noise, how do you really build this grit and the mental health? What's your advice to all of us in the audience right now?
Okay. Firstly, before I start, I want to reiterate what Rida said. This is my story, and it does not have to be true for everyone else.
Yep.
I started IDER in 2020, and in 2021, I think around August, I had a huge breakdown because it was my first 3 days I was taking off from work after I had started. And the second day, I was taking a shower and I just fell. I collapsed and I was just crying uncontrollably. And thankfully, I had been to a therapist before, so I felt like this was not okay, and I did go back to my therapist and I got diagnosed with depression. And I had to start medication because I was literally, like, while psychotherapy was working, I was at such a low level, like I needed something to even pick me up on a basic day to start my day, right? That happened when last year in September I stopped my medication and I'm still continuing therapy. But I've basically built IDEF from 2020 to now, what it is during the worst part of my life. And what that has taught me, and I want to say this to everybody, is grit and courage is not the absence of mental health issues or not the absence of fear. It is you showing up every single day for yourself, for whatever you need to do, regardless of it.
I
It's-
absolutely agree to this. I absolutely agree to this. It's all about showing up, isn't it?
Yeah,
No
and-
matter what happens, it's all about showing up, coming back one more day
Correct.
and trying.
And I think showing up can mean different things for different people, and that's very important. For some days, for me, showing up was showing up for myself, where I said, today I cannot work, and I'm going to take the day, just spend it in bed eating mint chocolate chip ice cream and watching movies. That was also showing up for myself. And showing up for myself some days was sitting in a seat like this, where I'm so anxious of being around so many people, but being like, no, like what I need to do is more important than my fear. So showing up can mean a different things to different people and at different times. And knowing that and being able to show up for yourself always is very important. Mental health is not like a destination. It is a journey. It's well-being. It is you constantly doing things for yourself which will help you, whether that is building a beautiful relationship with yourself, with other people, having a support system, going to therapy if you need it, talking to your friends, moving your body, whatever that is, like yoga, meditation, whatever really helps you understanding that and making sure that that is a part of your lifestyle is the only way to like show up for yourself all the time. Because when like hell breaks loose, you can't be like, oh my God, that time it's very difficult to come back to normal. For you to be able to bounce back, you have to make it a lifestyle.
I absolutely agree with you. I mean, uh, since the theme is all around entrepreneurship, and a lot of people in the audience are either very young at their entrepreneurial career or aspiring to become an entrepreneur. And I think financial discipline is something very, very daunting. It's very difficult for us to kind of have a very solid financial discipline. So what's your advice to the audience right now? How do you have this financial discipline right at the very beginning of their career?
As a college student, I have a little flip thoughts of what every finance creator says. I'm sure you must have heard a lot of people saying that invest as early as possible, invest in your college, and I'm against that because as a student, you hardly get money, right? You hardly get money. What will you do by investing that 500 rupees? What will you do by investing that 1,000 rupees? It's not going to make up to anything. Maybe you get 10%, you get 100 rupees in a year. What is the point of it? The point, I think what you should do in college is get a job. Get a job as early as possible. That gives you a reality check. Because until we sit in our placements, we are egoistic in ourselves because, again, I'm sure a lot of people resonate with me saying when I say that I thought, how would I not get a job? I'm sure a lot of people think the same. And a reality check at the very early stage is very, very important. I feel get a job, sit in interviews, and do not wait for placements. Because once you get a reality check in your placements, let's just say something goes wrong in your placements, life is hard after college. You are expected to do multiple things. You are expected to do multiple, they expect why you're not earning money. You should have been earning money already. Or why are you not married already? Or why are you not doing a master's? So it's hard to figure out post-college. So consider your college life as a buffer period. This is the time to experiment. This is the time to make sure you try everything possible because getting one job is not enough. Maybe that you're not made for that. I was not made for sales. Maybe I would have tried some other job. That's how I got into content writer. So try out different jobs. Find what you're good at in your college itself, not post-college. That is, I think, the most valuable thing which I have done accidentally. But I want you guys to try it by will.
Awesome. Reed, I wanted to ask you one very important thing. Like, in the entire journey from you to think about making something very big and creating an identity for yourself, to this day, I'm sure multiple times you would have reached like a dead end saying, that's it. I think I need to either give up. Did it happen to you? I'm not sure. If it did, could you share that with us for the benefit of inspiration? And how did you actually overcome that? Did you actually ever feel like giving up and saying, not happening anymore?
Check. Once I started realizing that I really enjoy making content, I genuinely do. I love being on the camera, I love talking, and I love sharing my experience. But when you're in college, you're taught to do a certain thing. With every job role, there's a rule book. There's a way of what to do and what not to do. Even if you do get into a call center, they have a training period as to how to take this up, right? Creators don't have that. Nobody taught you how to be a creator. Nobody taught you what to do when you gain followers, what to do when you lose followers. Goes for a long time until a creator realizes that, oh my God, I can't please anyone.
So I
wanna
think
add to this.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I
go
want
ahead.
to add to this.
Go ahead.
I was always that dude who always thought, what is anxiety? What is depression? Arey,
Yeah.
if you're depressed, then be happy. I was that dude.
Yeah.
Okay, until I became a creator. I got a little bit of numbers. And I'm not sure if you noticed, there's this very famous scammer in Karnataka called Drone Pratap. And I look exactly same as him. Yeah? I look exactly.
What is that?
We both have similar faces.
Okay.
He's a very famous scammer,
Okay.
and we both have very similar faces. Same.
Okay.
Okay, and he was at his peak of his scam career. Okay, people had his, like people were very, very interested in what he does, and I'll tell you, people were waiting for a chance to just troll him. Okay, it was that peak time, and people realized that either I'm his brother or it's Drone Pratap only. So there were lots and lots of comments. Every day I used to get hundreds of comments. Drone Pratap. That's it. What Drone Pratap? I don't know. Drone Pratap. Drone Pratap, Drone Pratap, Drone Pratap. I'm like, damn, this is hard. Like, I just grew that time. I was just very small. I just grew that time, and all of a sudden I'm getting all these unnecessary hate. Then I realized I'm gonna quit content creation because I was not prepared for all these things.
Right.
And then I quit Instagram for a month. Went, met my school friends, volunteered here and there. I think that was enough for me to come back. Okay, enough for me. 1 month, good break, and I'm back at content. And
So
again,
you didn't quit. You took a break.
I took a break. I thought I quit. The intention was to quit.
But then the money is good.
Yeah, the money did not let me quit for.
I'll cry when I'm in
Can you
therapy,
write?
but then let me just get the money.
Then one more thing happened. I think Rida doesn't know that she was indirectly involved in this. Yeah. I mean, no, on the good side, yeah. So,
Okay, that's nice.
Messi won the World Cup, and he posted his story with his shirts like this. And I was like, oh my God, let me post a story. And I got an Instagram strike as nudity. And my account is just gone like this. And the same day, it was the same day where Apurva had lost her account. And Apurva helped me get back, and she was like, Rida, help me do this, and you will get it back. Though I got it back in an hour, the anxiety was killing me. I'm not kidding. I got to know that, oh, my account can be just vanished in a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And every time I was opening my Instagram, I was shivering. It's there.
You know, I got logged out of my account yesterday out of nowhere. I was like, who's hacking my account? And I realized how much I'm dependent on this app. And I was so scared. I was like, time to marry. Kidding, no way.
So even though the account came back in an hour, I had the anxiety for almost 4 months. Every time I open the app, I'm like, thank God it's there.
Heart's racing, right? And you're
Yeah.
like, calm down, Gurli.
And then I realized, oh, I can't earn a single penny without this. What will I do? I can't go back to an IT job. I'm not as good an engineer as people think. So I realized that I can't rely on this Zuckerberg guy. So I decided to start something. And that was the reason for the agency.
Okay.
That was an absolute. I think all these small dents play an important role in you. And I feel since then, the amount of content I post has been going down because every time I post, I'm just too scared. And for example, there is a little bit of dish sound, I'm scared. What if they think it's bomb? And I'm just overthinking every time. So I realized, let
Amazing.
me take a long break. But meanwhile, there's something to sustain. Hence, the business started.
So what I learned is one thing that's common between what both of you said and probably what, to a little extent, what she said, is to show up every single day. It doesn't matter. It's worth doing badly than not doing at all. right? It's just about showing up every single
No,
day, isn't it?
I'll comment on the multitasking thing also you said. The reason women are multitaskers is because it's inbuilt in us. We've seen our
Absolutely.
mothers and
It's
we've
built.
seen this generational thing of, the research says that if men need 8 hours of sleep, women need 10 hours of undisturbed sleep with all the hormones and everything that goes with our bodies.
totally
But we are
agree.
wired in such a way that, oh, you're a multitasker, it's a compliment. And this urge to be that because we feel like, oh, I'm going to be complimented is, please rest up, guys.
Yeah, sometimes it's...
Please take that
Sometimes,
break.
yeah.
Please sleep. Please get that skincare done. Please save that money for that off day. I am so done with this whole idea of running. As I said, I get 8 hours of sleep right now and I will not wake up for anyone. 12 o'clock I go to bed. I do not want to party. I do not want to be anywhere. I want to be in my bed. And I want my 8 hours of sleep. I will kill you, end your life if you even call me or do anything of that sort. And now that I'm fasting, my sleep schedule is messed up and I'm waiting for it to get over so I could get back on track.
yeah.
But what I've realized is this whole notion that we have with women especially is oh, you're a multitasker, so amazing. It's ADHD. I was okay. It's just so bad because we're just forced to do so many things because we are complimented or we are put upon a high pedestal. I would rather be called lazy and rest up well than be called multitasker, but I am actually a multitasker. I can do 10 different things at the same time. I realize I got it from my mother because we are in this urge of we'll not be able to finish and what will I say or what will I... It's so much pressure that's built generationally into us that we think we're not good enough if you're not able to do 10 different things at the same time.
It ends up giving us a lot of stress, isn't it?
A lot. The reason you're not able to sleep well, your hair fall, your acne, it's all that only.
Can I just add to that?
Please.
A lot of times, words like multitasker or, she can manage home and work together, those kind of things, they are kept in place to keep power structures
Exactly.
alive, right? So we have to somewhere question not just what we see, like we're questioning that, oh, the word multitasking, we need to question the entire system as to why. See, if women don't work at home, then what's going to happen? So all of these things are very smartly put and, just to make sure that those power structures stay the same and so the people who benefit continue to benefit from those places.
It's crazy because you're independent. You are working. You're working outside. You're making money. But you're coming back home and you also work. How is this equality in any way? Sometimes I'm just okay, it makes so much sense. Considering the people who are benefiting out of this are still benefiting out of this. We are still going beyond our ways to prove ourselves without being smart enough to question and say, hey, you have to do this. You should have asked me to do it. You should have known to do it.
There's emotional labor in that also.
Yeah.
Where it's oh, can you do this? Then you are telling them how to do that.
Okay, can we take a break for a second, please? Guys, can we take a break for a second? You should have seen how Rishi and I were looking. We were looking like idiots right now.
You guys need to not look. You guys need to start acting.
Yes.
Please take a break, guys. Please take a break. Thank
That's
you
what
very
they
much.
say all the
Alright,
time.
so
Take a break.
Alright,
Take a chill pill. It's not a big deal. Take a joke.
So the more I'm enjoying this entire conversation, I had the entire evening to talk to you guys about all of these because, I call myself in a very cursed age. I'm in my 40. Neither do I understand complete technology, nor am I completely ignorant of technology, and I'm completely stuck in between. One question that keeps haunting me back is, how do I create content? So when our team says, sir, we need to create an amazing video, I said, yeah, sure, I'll talk. And they're like, you'll have to do your hand like this and like that. And I'm like, look, don't make me do something which I'm not comfortable doing, right? So it gives me a lot of chills. I'll talk to you guys about it in a minute, but I wanted to understand if there's any question that audience have, because, it's been an amazing session. I'm absolutely thoroughly enjoying this conversation, but you know that we'll have to somewhere conclude this conversation in this evening. So do you have any questions that you guys want to ask? Anybody, and keep it very short and sweet.
So how do you measure success as a social media content creator beyond metrics like followers and likes?
I feel I can wake up at 2 o'clock on a Monday afternoon.
That's success.
I mean, not technically, but
No,
He has a list.
absolutely. I agree, because, success for me is freedom.
yeah.
If I can do whatever I want to do, whenever I want to do, however I want to do, that's success for me. Success is not money, bank balance. Nobody cares. Nobody knows how much bank balance I have right now. It's 31st March. I need to pay a lot of bills. But nobody cares, you know. So success for me is freedom. Success for me is to doing whatever I want to do, whenever I can, however I can. So waking up at 2 p.m. on a Monday afternoon, absolutely all right. That's success. I agree. What's success for you? Mama?
I think I measure success in two ways. I'm very like Excel sheet kinds in
Yeah,
that
go
way.
ahead.
For me, it's like success is in the little things and success is in the big things. Because what happens is initially, I would only see my targets and I'm like, am I meeting these targets? If I'm not meeting these targets, I'm a loser in my
Right,
head,
right.
right? Which is not true at all. Success to me now is also in the little things. For example, I went somewhere the other day, someone came up to me and said, hey, you're that mental health girl. And I was like, yeah, I guess I am, you know. And they saw some reel and they recognized me like that. Success to me was one student at Christ came up to me and said, you know what, I was having a shitty day. After I came to your stall and I spoke to you guys, my day turned around. And I have that affirmation card you gave me behind my phone. And that's still there with me till today. And I remember it every time I have a bad day. That itself is success, right? So it's both of those things.
All right, with this, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause and probably don't move, but a standing ovation to all of them. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Don't move. Don't move because there is something very interesting. There's something very beautiful that we want in all our panelists to hand over. So I think over to.
Are we getting our plans back? No.
Which one?
I thought that's what.
Oh, the plants, yeah. I'll take all of them.
So firstly, huge round of applause to all the
Can we not
panelists
sit?
and our
May I
moderator
ask you to sit,
here.
please?
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, your ideas, etc. If I can get inspired the next 15 minutes over here, I'm pretty sure everybody sitting here could connect to what you were saying and inspire as well. So thank you so much for your time. And I hope you had a good time here at MCC as well. So before we conclude with the official panel session, would you want to state your concluding points here?
Oh, my name is Deepak.
Thanks, Deepak. I think before that, I wanted to just address one thing you said. There's a beautiful framework, and I think everyone should use this. It's changed the quality of my life and my relationships. There's a pyramid, okay? This is the pyramid of access. Everyone in that pyramid, you classify people in your life in that pyramid. Not everyone deserves the same access to you that you give to someone who you completely trust, and it is something they have to earn. It's not by default, and everyone should learn this. It's super important. Be authentic and being vulnerable are very different things, and don't forget that. And I think I want to conclude by just saying, like, we're all people with big dreams, but in that like race of getting somewhere, let's not forget to be kind to ourselves. And kind doesn't just mean like, you know, saying all good things about yourself. Kind can also mean like, oh, this is where I lack and this is what I need to learn. But know that self-love and kindness will take you anywhere you want to go. There's nothing you can't do if you have that belief in yourself.
Amazing.
Could you tell me how many of you all ever gave a thought that I should also try content creation?
Yeah. And I need your advice how to start.
At least once, right? So I feel, but what stopped you?
I heard I
Actually, I'll tell you the stupid thing.
I feel you. I started with an Android, did not hit numbers. Switched to an iPhone, started hitting numbers.
No. I started in Vivo, dude. I started in Vivo with a cracked camera. So I feel everybody should start content. It could be in any platform. If you're shy, try on LinkedIn, Twitter. There's so many more platforms. But having your own content is having your own identity, putting out there. Letting people know what you actually are, what you're good at, what you can pull for somebody else, or even for getting a job, you need your content. Now, I feel I've stopped hiring people looking at their resume. I don't care where they did their 10th, how much they got in that
Absolutely.
11th and 12th. I need to know what are the experience you have, how well you can speak, how well you can write, or how organized your LinkedIn is. I judge people based on their LinkedIn profile. So having any piece of content anywhere on internet always helps you. At least opens doors which you thought, I don't belong here. For example, I meet a lot of creators whom I admired back then. Now I talk to them like we're friends. That was only possible through content. And a lot of people think that, oh, I don't have an iPhone, I don't have a mic. It's just the first video which is the hardest. The first video is, I think a lot of people put a lot of efforts or put a lot of thoughts or overthink in the first video. Just take your phone, record whatever you think, put it out.
Post it. Yeah.
You have already crossed a lot of barriers. Then I think I'm sure first video is the hardest. If you do the first video, I think you're sorted. And I think you will just see the numbers within no time. If you're consistent, if you're trying, you'll see the numbers within no time, and it'll take you to a places where you felt you don't belong here.
Sure. Awesome. Whew, wonderful.
Check. I'm going to keep it short and sweet considering how much I've spoken.
Really?
Yeah. If it brings you joy, if it brings you peace, if it brings you happiness, if it brings you money, you do not have to sit and explain why you're doing what you're doing. Do it. Go ahead, do things that makes you happy. Enough of explaining, enough of wanting for people to come and support you, enough of wanting your parents' validation. Everything that has to come, it will come. There's nothing called right time. You make the time. You start, you go on and on and on. You will realize what works for you, what does not work for you. But trust me, the only person you can trust and believe when you're falling back or failing is you. So the person you need to put a lot of attention, time, and understanding is also yourself. Like, I know that if I do something wrong, not wrong, something that society might not agree with, even my parents will stand against me and be like, see, we knew it, you would do that. But one person who will have my back no matter what is myself. And for her, I should take care of her. For her, for my little self, for my little Rida, I need to keep going, I need to keep working, I need to do things that makes her happy. And if you can solo travel at least once, please do it. It doesn't have to be outside the country, it can be here in India as well. It changes a lot of things, it teaches you confidence. It's beautiful, it's amazing, and traveling just brings up a lot of experiences that you never thought you ever needed. Again, an institution, a school, a family, nobody is going to teach you something of this sort. Thank you.
Brilliant. With this, I think we pretty much come to the end of the panel discussion.